Jazakallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Allahumma 'allimna ma yanfa'una, Allahumma zidna 'ilma. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amma ba'd. So last week, alhamdulillah, brothers, again we are gathered here, inshallah, with our small effort. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it possible, for us to gather here. And this is a blessed gathering, as always, because this is the gathering of remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the angels, they surround us. They surround this gathering. They search for this gathering on the face of the earth. Alhamdulillah, that's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to even increase these types of gatherings for us, the gathering of protecting and also charging our iman. So last week we were talking about the Banu Qurayza. Banu Qurayza, anyone remember what happened to them? The Banu Qurayza, one of the Jewish tribes in Medina.
They committed treason.
Treason, yes. They broke the treaty. And so what happened? Yes. Killed, yes. But before that, you see, the Prophet ﷺ, they refused to to accept the ruling of the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet offered them, I will decide, but they said, no, we don't want you to decide, but allow Sa'd ibn Mu'adh to decide, because they were allies with him before, so they were expecting to get a better treatment or better deal from Sa'd ibn Mu'adh. And Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, during that time he was injured. He was in a serious injury. So he made dua, he said, Ya Allah, don't allow me to die until I see what happens with Banu Qurayza, until I see, what will happen to them. So he knew something will happen. So this is his wish, yeah? So they brought him to the Jews, the Banu Qurayza. And then also the Prophet was sitting there, and also his companions. So he said, this decision of mine, it will be obeyed by all parties. He asked each party. He asked the Prophet, if I make a decision, will you, obey the decision or accept the decision that I made? And the Prophet said yes. And also the Jews, he asked them. And then he decided, he made that decision that all the fighting men, those who were involved in fighting or prepared for fighting, the men, they are to be executed, and the women and the children, they are to be prisoners of war. And then
and those who accept Islam, they will be excluded from this, consequence, and all their belongings will be distributed amongst the Muslim fighters. Yes. So this one, the Banu Qurayza, and then Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he passed away. And what happened when he passed away? Anyone know? The Prophet ﷺ said something about Sa'd ibn Mu'adh when he passed away, when he breathed his last breath. Ihtazza arshur Rahman. The arsh. And also the Prophet ﷺ, when he made his decision, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, when he gave his decision, the Prophet said that, you have decided according to what Allah decided as well, for the Banu Qurayza. And because, I think they deserve that or not, but in the books of Seerah it says because they did a lot of things, a lot of things, not one thing but many things. And also in the books, in the Torah, in the books of the people of Yahud, when it comes to dealing with enemies, this is how they deal. Yeah, the fighting men are to be executed, and the women, children are to be spared as prisoners, captives of war. And how do we treat captives? Of course, we have to treat them. Yes, in Islam. No, give them food and everything. Yes, if they need medication or medical treatment, we provide that, and like that because it softens their heart. And if they accept Islam, that's the aim of every Muslim. The Mujahideen, their aim is to give da'wah, not to kill, fight. Yeah, the da'i is a mujahid. The mujahid is a da'i, and our purpose, to do jihad is not to fulfill my ambitions. Okay, like others do. We are to do jihad is to, establish Allah's, His command on the face of the earth. And to do that, we need to, win people's hearts, not through, violence and mistreating others. Yeah, that's the first thing. And when we win the hearts of people, inshallah, people will accept Islam easily, very easy, because we have the truth, but we need to show that. And unfortunately, Muslims, because the shaitan is working on them. See, where does shaitan work? The shaitan doesn't work in people who disobey Allah 24/7. No, they don't work on that. Or people who maybe ascribe partners to Allah, they work on the Muslim. That's their work field. Like we go to work somewhere in the, maybe in an office, the shaitan works here. Here he works. He works with those who, pray 5 times. He works even harder on them, trying to misguide them. And also the nafs. The nafs is another helper and supporter of shaitan. Allah made it that way. Yeah. So, Allah protect, and protection, and inshallah with some effort we do, inshallah Allah will help us even more. You see, if we take one step, in the hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, if we walk, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come running, but we need to make that effort. So this is one of the effort. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he tried to maintain control around Medina, and also even further. And after this Banu Qurayza incident, of course now people knew, this is, we can't play around with the Prophet, and we can't just break the treaty and things like this. If we made a treaty with the Muslim, we have to hold the treaty. So people learn lessons from these incidents, and this is how it is. So after this Banu Qurayza, when Mu'adh radiallahu anhu passed away, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Ihtazza arshur Rahman li mawti Sa'd ibn Mu'adh," and this is narrated in Muslim and Bukhari, Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari, and also in Tirmidhi from Anas radiallahu anhu, that the when the janazah of Sa'd ibn Mu'adh was carried, So the hypocrite said, "Oh, he's so light. Mu'adh is so light." They didn't compliment him, meaning like he's so light. Yeah. فقال رسول الله and Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم said إن الملائكة كانت تحمله. The angels were also carrying him. That's why you felt his janazah, light, because the angels were also carrying his janazah. And also, oh, that one. I don't know that one. I'm not sure. We can check that after, inshallah. Oh, mothers of who? Mothers? Oh, yes. Yes. Sa'ad ibn Mu'adh. Wailing is justified. Okay, we'll check that. That's interesting, mashallah. So during this incident, one companion of the Prophet, he was killed by a woman. That woman threw a stone at him, grinding stone, and he died. And also this woman was killed because she did this. She committed killing of the companion, so she was also killed. Only one woman, this woman. The rest, the remaining, they were captives. And after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if we read Surah Al-Ahzab, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, how, the situations of the hypocrites and also the hypocrites in Medina. There's so many, and inshallah, if we have time tonight, we will read more about what the hypocrites they do in Medina. Who's the head leader of the hypocrites? Abdullah bin Ubay, yes, bin Salul. So after this, the battle of confederates, the Ghazwatul Ahzab, that's the biggest one. After that, the Banu Qurayza. And after Banu Qurayza, what did the Prophet ﷺ do after that? He, guess inshallah, after these two, he sent even in other armies as well, small armies, to make sure, the surrounding is, there's no threat. Yeah. So security, full security. So he sent even more. He didn't remain in Medina and engage with ibadah or, read Yasin 40 times. Nothing like that. You see, you have to get engaged. And that's what all armies doing. All countries doing that. They try to keep their area secure, no matter what, and maintain the interest, of that country. That's why Australia said, I think we should not be too friendly with America, because America, puts the tariffs and all that, and they don't even care about, are you a good friend or not, They're thinking about themselves, so we have to also think about ourselves, We can't rely, entirely on other country. And that's true, it is. You have to, because at the end of the day, so here, what did the Prophet do? He, actually there's another person, his name was Salam ibn Abil Haqiq, Abu Rafi'. This is a person, Salam ibn Abil Haqiq, Abu Rafi', his nickname, Abu Rafi'. Anyone know his story? Salam ibn Abil Haqiq. No, he's one of the criminals of the Jews, Criminal, we say a bad person. Yeah, he plot a lot against the Muslims. So over here, and he's the one of the major person who, tried, to gather all armies from the Arabian Peninsula to fight against the Muslims. So he's one of them, and he did many. He gave a lot of trouble to the Prophet and his companions as well. So this person here. So the Khazraj, the two great tribes in Medina, one is Khazraj, another one is Aus. So Khazraj, there was Ka'b ibn Ashraf, another person who was also a Ka'b ibn al-Ashraf, one of the enemies of, the Prophet and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was assassinated, Ka'b ibn al-Ashraf. Remember the story? Assassinated, yes, by the Sahaba. And he was assassinated by the Aus tribe. The Aus tribe, which is one of the two tribes in Medina. So the Aus assassinate Ka'b ibn al-Ashraf. Now before we read his story, and now the Khazraj, they said we should also do something because our Aus, the tribe of Aus, they did something, so we should do something. So they sought the permission of the Prophet ﷺ to kill Salam ibn Abil Haqiq, Abu Rafi'. So the Prophet ﷺ, he said, so the Prophet gave them the permission, the green light basically, but he said that you can't kill children and women, only that person. And during the process, you should not kill what? Women and children. Imagine in our modern warfare, I think you kill everyone in the house, yeah? Because the nature of the weapon we use is not permissible. If you look at Islamic rulings, I think it will not allow fighting with bombs, yeah? That's how you can target this person only. You can't. You have to hit missile and then the whole house, including women, children, will die. And not just his family, maybe the surroundings. This is what's happening now in modernized. We think modernized is good, but it's not all good. Yeah, it's not all good. This is very bad. So here, he said, don't kill women or children. Okay, just so they went. 5 men went. So this, mashallah, even at that time, the Jews, they were rich, wealthy. They have weapons. They have, they live in fortress. They were basically secure from, foreign threats and outside threats. They live inside and they're wealthy. I think because they do big business, huh? Yes. Huh? Yeah. Because they work hard. So if you work hard, Allah will give. But if you don't work hard, give up so quickly, can't take the risk challenge, then you just remain like that, see. They work hard, they have weapons. Look how many weapons was seized by the Muslim army, a lot. So this one here, the Prophet said, okay, go ahead. So there went 5 of them, 5 men. And all of them from Khazraj, from the Khazraj tribe. And the leader or the group leader was Abdullah bin Atiq. So they went to Khaybar, see, because the Jews, they left Medina, they head towards Khaybar when they were exiled, yes, the Jews. So he went towards Khaybar, and there is the fortress of Abu Rafi'. So he was a wealthy man, influencer basically, because he's got wealth, he's got status. He's a leader of his people. So that's why. So he was living in a fortress. Hisn is a fortress. There's security. There is a security guard near the entrance. So this the Sahaba, when they came near that fortress, and it was sunset. It was Maghrib time. So people, they at night they return back with their animals, with their maybe after giving them food out in the open. So Abdullah bin Atiq, he said to his friends, just remain here. They were like outside of the fortress. They could not enter, of course. If you some stranger, you don't live in the fortress, you can't enter. I think they check. So Abdullah said to his friends, just remain here, and I will go and try to find a solution to get in. And he was, I think, and then maybe I can enter the fortress. So he proceeded and went close to the entrance, the gate, the big gate, of course. Maybe it's big. And then he I think he pretended to what does it mean? يقضي حاجته means he pretended to urine, to relieve himself somewhere in the corner there. He pretended, and then I think the security, the person, when everyone entered, and then he called the, Abdullah. I think he covered his, his head, and then he was pretending to relieve himself. And the person said, "Hey, if you're coming in, come inside now. Come now. I'm closing the gate." Maybe he was not aware there was a threat or anything. So he said, "Hey, get in. What are you doing? What are you doing there?" So he quickly sneaked in, Abdullah ibn Atiq. And then, so Abdullah said, "So I entered the fortress, and then I hid somewhere. I remained, I hid somewhere for a short time, and then when people entered, and then the gate was locked." But this security, or this person who is in charge of locking the gate, he put the key somewhere. He hanged the key somewhere, and Abdullah Atiq saw where he put. So it wasn't secure enough. See, and he said, "Oh, there's the key." So when the security went to sleep, I guess, he took the key and opened the gate, and allowed for other of his friends, 4 of them, to get in. So now, so Abu Rafi' at night, his routine was, he gathers his friend and have some late night talks. You know how people do, they love talking at night. Even the Arabs, they call it samar. Samar means after Isha, you don't go to sleep, but you just chat with your friends and have maybe tea, coffee, and all that. And in front of the bonfire and things like this. So he was doing that as well, and he was living on top of the fortress, so above high, the safest place basically. So so when his friends, Abu Rafi', this is the Salam ibn Abil Haqi, his friend left, after they were having a gathering, they left. So I went to his house, Abu Rafi' house, but I had to go through many doors, and going up as well. So through many doors, and every time I opened the door, I locked it from inside. I locked the door basically, and I opened another, locked it, and like this. So I think it creates, if someone tries to come in, it delays them because it's locked. I didn't leave the door open. So he said, فجعلت كلما فتحت بابا أغلقت على من علي من داخل. So from inside I locked the door. So if let's say if someone noticed that I'm here, they could not get to me on time. That's his tactic. So he locked the doors. He will create some delay getting to me until, so I can finish finish him. Yes. So this one. After that, so when I entered his room, Abu Rafi', he was in a dark room with his families, I think, sleeping. It was dark, the room. There's no light. So, and I didn't know where this man is because it's so dark. And of course, he's not gonna, like use a light or something, because. So he said, "Where is this guy? Can't find." So, and then he said, this Sahabi called Abu Rafi', called his name, Abu Rafi', And then he heard a voice from inside the room. "Who's this? Man hada?" It's all dark, Can you imagine? It's all dark. So I went to the direction of the sound, and then I hit, I think with my sword, I hit something, but I think I did not kill the person I hit. It was just maybe a graze or something, a small wound. And then I exited the room. I went out, and then I came in again. And then I came in, but this time I asked a different question. I said, "Oh, whose voice is this, Abu Rafi'?" He's saying that, "Whose voice is this?" So he's pretending to be a friend, I heard a voice, a stranger's voice. Whose voice is that? So Abu Rafi' said, he said, "Oh," he said, like, "Li ummika al-wail," your mother is, uh, destroyed. The Arabs say, your mother is, wail. She's she's lost. Your mother, is destroyed. Inna rajulan fil bayt darabani. One man hit me with his sword. One man tried to attack me with the sword. And then, of course, this time the Sahaba, he knew, oh, that's where he is. So he actually he and then again he didn't kill that. Again he hit. But then I think he put the edge of the sword until he in his stomach, until he can feel the backbone, I think. And then he knew from there that, he killed this man. And then after that, he of course he's going down again after, because the fortress was on top. So he went down the stairs, and then this Sahabi, he fell and he broke his leg falling down. And then after that, he tied it with his amama, just to when you have a broken bone, you tie it with something and use maybe a wood to keep it straight. Otherwise, you will create more damage. Yeah. First aid. Anyone first aid expert? Yes. So he did some first aid. He used his amama to keep his leg intact, and then he went, and he sat near the gate, and people were still sleeping. It was at night, I think. At night, yes. So he sat there. He said he told himself that I will not leave until I'm sure I hear the announcement that he has been killed. The announcement people announce. So until I hear that, I will not leave the place. So when morning came, dawn came, and then the chickens were like what they call chickens, the sound they make, singing. No, chickens. Chirping, not chirping. Chirping is for birds. Yeah, chicken making sounds, in the morning, and then he heard, the people announce. Na'i is those who announce, someone passed away. Even like in Indonesia, they announce, the masjid that this brother passed away, and all the people in the village know. So this is Na'i, someone who makes announcement of, someone, dying. And then and he was the wealthy businessman of the Hijaz. So, the Na'i said, the sad news of the, death of Abu Rafi' Tajir Ahl al-Hijaz, the businessman of Hijaz. Business. Oh, Hijaz. Oh, that's, Islamic finance. No, this is Hijaz, meaning the Mecca and Saudi Arabia. No, they just took this word Hijaz, but not related. This was two in different times. Hijaz. فانطلقت إلى أصحابي. So I went to my friends. قلت النجاة. I said, yes, successful mission. Successful mission. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved us from, Abu Rafi'. And he destroyed him, basically. So I went to the Prophet ﷺ and I told all the story. And then I have broken leg. So the Prophet ﷺ said, show me your leg. And then he put his hand on the leg, and then it was cured. No pain anymore after that. So this is one of the miracles of the Prophet ﷺ. And this is a narration from Bukhari. And one narration from Ibn Ishaq that 4 of them killed, Abu Rafi'. They took, they took part in killing Abu Rafi'. But in Bukhari, only who killed? Abdullah ibn Atiq, only him. Okay. And this happened in the month of Dhul Qa'dah or Dhul Hijjah. We are in Dhul Hijjah. Yes. So this is the year 5th of Hijrah. In the month of Dhul Qa'dah or Dhul Hijjah, one of them. Yes. And then when the Prophet ﷺ, he after all these incidents, he also sent small army to different tribes in around the Medina, the Bedouins, those who were living in the deserts, just to make sure that they are not a threat, basically. So there are many expeditions, small ones. This one we have here, Muhammad ibn Maslama. This is one of the Seerah. Seerah meaning that the Prophet ﷺ, he did not participate. He sent several men for a mission. So this is Seerah Muhammad ibn Maslama. It's called Seerah ibn Muhammad ibn Maslama, and this is the first military expedition, a small one, after the Battle of Khandaq, and also after the incident of Banu Qurayza. This one is the small one, and this is only 30 horsemen, 30 men riding on a horse, on camel, but they were riders. Yes. So this Seerah went to a place called Qarta. This is somewhere in the Najd. So this is Najd, means towards the east of Hijaz, yeah, all the Najdi. So the distance is around 7 nights traveling, yeah, on a horse or walking, 7 nights. So it's so these are they're going to the Banu Bakr ibn Kilab. This is the tribe living there, Banu Bakr ibn Kilab. And then when they arrived there, they all ran away. This tribe ran away. They couldn't, take the battle. They ran away, and so the Muslims, took of course, the booty, and they came to Medina. Because this, and then they captured Thumama ibn Athal al-Hanafi. This is Thumama, one of the leaders of Sayyid Bani Hanifa. So he's one of the leaders of Bani Hanifa. So the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet, captured him. Thumama, his name. It's a good story here. Thumama, they captured him. They took him to Medina, and this Thumama, he actually intended to assassinate the Prophet. He intended to assassinate. He even went out. He left to assassinate, but he was caught on his way. And who ordered him to assassinate? The Musaylama. Musaylama, the one who Kadhab, yes, the one who he said that he's a prophet too, the false prophet. So with his order, this person, Thumama ibn Athal al-Hanafi, by the way, it is not his Hanafi madhab, full of Hanafi. This is just the name Hanafi, okay? Because he's from Banu Hanifa, yeah? So here Musaylama told him to kill the Prophet. فَأَخَذَهُ الْمُسْلِمُونَ. So Muslim captured him. So when they brought him to the Prophet ﷺ, they tied him to one of the, the pillars of the Masjid Nabawi. And tied him to the pillars of Masjid Nabawi, and it was made from the tree trunk of the palm trees, the date trees. Tied him there. So the Prophet ﷺ came outside and met him and said to him, "Ma indaka ya Thumama." He said, "Ma indaka ya Thumama." I mean, what do you have, ya Thumama? What do you have? Ma indak, what's your? It's the same like asking, what's your, how are you, Ma indak. What do you have to say for yourself? فقال عندي خير يا محمد. I'm good, I'm good, and I have, عندي خير يا Muhammad. He said, I think I'm in a good, condition. إن تقتل ذا دم وإن تنعم تنعم على شاكر. If you kill me, you're killing someone who has killed others as well. Like he has blood in his hand. That's what it means. You know, a person who has blood in his hands. So you kill someone that. So, huh? He killed the Muslims before. That's why he's saying that I have blood in my hand. So if you kill me, that's fine with me. You know, he's saying this. And then if you don't kill me, if you like release me, well, in tan'am means you know, be good to me and release me, and you know, he said tan'am ala shakirin. You will, you know, do good to someone who will actually appreciate what you do. Shakir means someone who shows gratitude and appreciation for something good done to that person. Shakir, shukur. Shukur karne wala, you know, someone who does shukur. So he said, وَإِن كُنْتَ تُرِيدُ الْمَالِ فَسَلْ تُعْطَ مِنْهُ مَا شِئْتَ. But if you want wealth, if you want some money, some, you know, wealth, you can ask how much you want. I will give it to you, you know, because he's a leader, so he has money. He has the wealth. Whatever you ask, I will provide it. So the Prophet left him. I think this was the first day. And then after that, maybe the next day, the Prophet passed by him again and then asked the same question, and he also replied the same. He replied the same. And then and the third time, the same. But then at the third time, the Prophet ﷺ said, oh, release him, free Thumama, let him go. And then after that, yeah, the Sahaba released him. So he went somewhere close to the Masjid Nabawi, yeah, and then he took, you know, he washed himself and then came back, and then he announced his you know, his Islam. He announced his Islam. وقال والله ما كان على وجه الأرض. He said to the Prophet that there's no face on the face of the earth face that is more, you know, I hate more than your face. He said, the Prophet, you know, before. There's no other face that I hate more than your face. But now, you know, what happened is that your face is the most beloved face to me on the face of the earth now. So he said, يعني وجهك أحب الوجوه إلي, the most beloved face to me. And how this happened, there's no story here what happened. You know, there's no further detail why he did this. Maybe he saw something, you know, extraordinary. Of course, what did he saw? What do you think he saw? This, he was tied up in the, you know, one of the pillar, like we tie someone here, and he was observing. Oh my God, these guys, huh? Yeah, actions. That yeah. Yes. It was all that one. Of course, you know, people, they just, you know, he's not like trying to conceal something. He was like, his heart was taken. They won his heart, you know. So that's how it should be. If we do this, inshallah, you know, people will follow. And also, your religion, your way of life was something that I hate the most. But now, it has become something that I love the most. You know, your deen, your way of life, your religion. Yes? Okay, he says over here that I want to perform Umrah. I want to go for Umrah. So the Prophet ﷺ, you know, commanded him to go. You can go for Umrah. So when he came to Quraysh, when he met the Quraysh in Mecca, and they said, oh, Saba'ta ya Thumama, you have, you know, left the religion of your forefathers, O Thumama. You have, you know, Saba'ta is something bad actually, it's not something good. You know, when Quraysh, they don't like this, you know, you converted or reverted or converted to, left the religion of your forefathers. Then he said, no, he said, La wallahi walakinni aslamtu ma Muhammad. I accepted Islam with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he said, look, he said, nothing from Yamama la ya'tikum min al-Yamama habbatu hinta hatta ya'dhana fiya Rasulullah. Not even one grain of, what is it? One grain of hinta. What's hinta? In grain of, you know, the flour is made, bread is made from? The wheat. Yeah, not one grain of wheat coming from my place, my area, Yamama, until the Prophet ﷺ gives permission. So he said, and then Yamama was, you know, and then he went back to his, you know, locality, And then he stopped, any exports coming to Mecca. He stopped. And then until the Quraysh, they were like struggling. They couldn't, there's no wheat anymore. So they wrote to the Prophet ﷺ, please allow for some wheat to come. So the Prophet allowed the wheat to come, Yes. So this story, happening today as well, huh? This time, in Palestine, no food, no food coming, but it's too much, I think. Too much, yes? Until, babies dying, no medicine, no food. So have you heard the Prophet ﷺ allowed it immediately? Huh?
They go and buy their rules. The Yahud, they go and buy their rules. Like, they don't have to.
Yeah.
They don't have to. They can kill women. They can kill children.
Yeah, they're doing it. So that means.
It's not that they're doing it. They're allowed to buy their rules.
Yeah, that's how it is. In I think in the Bible there is. I read Allah ordering the Prophet to kill everything, even the animals.
That's just for an example.
Yeah, we don't have something like that in Quran, but that's in the Bible. So any discussions, inshallah? Did you? Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. You read that somewhere? Yeah. He left, and then Right. Then maybe he like forced. Yeah. After he was released, he accepted that. Yeah. He left. Yeah. Of course. See, he was released by the Prophet. Like, you're free to go. Yeah. He wasn't Muslim. He left. Yeah. He left. Yeah. Came back. Yeah. Yeah. That can. Yeah. Even over here, it says he took shower as well. He cleaned himself. I think he saw the Muslims were clean, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know why he cleaned it. He wasn't taught, before you accept Islam, you have to clean or something. But maybe he saw the Muslim clean, and or maybe he was captured, so that's why he wasn't clean, after war and all that. So he cleaned himself, and then he came to the Prophet, and then embraced Islam. So this is, Mashallah, that's good.
I heard something that, correct if it's wrong, it's probably wrong, that when you do shahada, are you meant to have a shower or get wudu something before you do shahada? People that are reverting to Islam? Is there any evidence of that, or that's not true?
No, there is. That's what I read as well. There should be some evidence. Okay. Even, the story of Umar radiallahu anhu when he went to assassinate the Prophet, and then he went to the house of his sister, and then he wanted to hold the Quran. He asked, what is this, They said, you can't touch this, you take shower. And then he took shower, and then he came and read from Surah Taha, That's a dalil, that's an evidence for taking shower first. And then, yes.
So people that come to the masjids and accept Islam, it's recommended they have a shower and come to the mosque.
Yes.
Shower. It's not a different requirement.
No, yes. It's not. It's like a...
Yeah, of course.
Anyone that has experienced a brother, saying shahada in the mosque or something, they shower before, no?
Maybe get wudu, maybe.
Wudu? That's even hard, because you have to teach them how to take wudu. Shower is, just go shower, mate. Okay, shower. Put some itar. That's easy to understand. Oh, wudu, what's that? They'll go, oh, that's hard. Okay. I think shower is good. Maybe it's not a must. I don't think it's a must. It's some, But in the story of Umar, he said you can't touch. Of course, Quran you can't touch. Yes. You have to have. Even us, we don't have wudu, we can't touch it. We have janaba, we can't touch it.
In Seerah, there was some Sahaba accepted Islam in the battlefield.
Seerah, yeah.
In the battlefield, so they just
yes.
Sahaba was about to kill them, and they said,
Yes. So that's a good one. Yes.
Otherwise, your mate would have to like in the street corner, shower there, and say, go shower and come back. Shamsi. You have shower. Go shower before we do the shower.
It's amazing how people find different ways to, like when they become Muslim, how everyone sees in a different way, you know, like some people become Muslim for this Palestine war, some people just, they'll see a Muslim guy, will give him a talk and he'll, you know, they'll get convinced, some people from the actions. Everyone sees something different in Islam and they revert to Islam, you know, it's amazing how there's so many different ways, through actions, through words, through dawah sometimes, through, people just come, they wake up or they want to, I don't know, there's all different stories you hear, you know.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Some people accepted Islam, like they love the baklava. Yeah.
Baklava, they love baklava.
Yeah, but story is like,
Amazing.
no, it's like a story is like that. A story is like that. So he used to love to visit his friends, Muslim friends' house, because in their house they offer baklava. So I used to very frequently visit that house because I love baklava. So by this way, so he come to learn the Islam and in touch with his family, then they accept. Yes.
Food is a powerful tool.
So his story, he started, I became Muslim because my love of baklava, because it started through baklava.
Even going to a country, for example, going to Malaysia,
I fell in love.
many, just going to Malaysia, they accept Islam.
Yeah, Shaykh, was it's nice the mercy of the Prophet, like giving permission for the people to feed the people trying to kill him,
Yeah.
you know, with the weak.
Yes, yes,
It highlights his mercy.
yes, yes. Even during Fath, you know, when he entered Makkah, with victory, he didn't even punish anyone. He said, you can go, you know, there's a nasheed, Mashadi Rashid Afasi nasheed, you know, the nasheed about that. Mustafa, that one. Yeah, it's in Arabic, but it's about that, the mercy of the Prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the nasheed, it says that when he met the Quraysh, he said, Antum tulaqa, you're free to go. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And there were the people who tortured him, you know, did many things to him in Makkah, even killed his, you know, uncle and many. It's big.
Sheikh, you were saying before the women and children, but civilians are also included, right?
Huh?
Civilians.
Or those, maybe those who are not fighting, not
Yeah.
taking arms.
So civilians not included.
Yeah, of course. Not taking arms. Because it's all about, you know, if you're fighting back or not. If you don't fight back, you know, submit, that's it, you're okay. You're all good. But if you fight back, then there's the problem, you see. Even here, you fight back, the police, they shoot you. Then you can't fight back. You have to, like, surrender fully, you know? Without hiding anything, like I surrender now, I'm going to do something when, like that. It's all of it.
And the prisoner of war, is it like it's allowed in Islam? And is there like conditions for it or stuff like this? Or
Yeah,
is this-
conditions.
And do we have jails in Islam? Is this an Islamic thing or not?
Yeah, jails.
Jails? Yeah.
Well, that's a form of jail, right? Tying into the pillar.
Yeah, form of jail, yeah. Like it's in the mosque. It's not like a jail. It's
Was there stuff of jails that where they'd get the prisoner of wars and they'd put them in the mosque, or how did it work to capture?
yeah, there's no detail of that. You know, the woman, I think they just free them one by one after that. First they captured, of course, to manage that, you know. And the woman, I think, even the Prophet married from, what's her name? One of the girl, her father was killed by the Prophet. She was a Jew.
Why ask?
Sophia, I know. Yes.
Why ask you? Between that time to now and the time in between, obviously Muslim armies went to war. When they took prisoners of war, like they didn't take them to the house. Each person didn't take an enemy to the house. They can't fit them all in the mosque. So what was the Islamic thing to do? Was it just to make jails? Or?
Yeah, make jail. That's the more.
Why did you take an enemy to your house? Just name them for like. Everyone take one home. You can't put them all in the mosque.
You mean the woman?
No, I mean the
They
men
take
too.
prison
The
and
men,
the
the civilians, or you might have to capture people that aren't fighting, but you know they're a threat. You know.
Yes. Yeah, you have to keep it neutralized. That's
You have
all.
to
You have to be safe as well. If you keep at home, you don't know their inner intentions, what they will do. You know. The enemy, they stood up to kill you. I mean, like, that's not the way. Of course, prison. You know, you have to build something. That's on the state or on the government. You have to. Can't. This one is just one person, I think. Imam in the masjid. Maybe the Prophet wanted to show him, what's going on in the masjid.
Yeah.
It's actually good.
What's going on in Surau Kita, for example. Oh, these guys are cool.
It's always food. This is cool. Keep me out.
This must be good. I should, follow their lifestyle.
What year in the Seerah are we at?
50 years, 60 years.
Mm,
50,
no,
50.
The
50 year, yeah.
of the Hijrah.
Yeah.
So there's what, 5 more years or something.
Yeah, 5 more years. The Hudaybiyah is coming. I think the one coming is the story of, the Ifk. Ifk is the slander.
Slander.
Oh, yeah.
Aisha, the one
That's
from the Prophet ﷺ, that one. That's mentioned in Quran too.
Yeah, Allah.
In Surah Nur.
So,
There's many lessons learned from there as well. The hypocrites try to.
And the hypocrites, they tried to build the mosque as well, I remember.
Yeah, Masjid al-Dirar. Dirar.
That's mentioned in the Quran as well.
Yeah, yes. La ilaha illallah. Any questions from the young boy there? You want to
Come on,
share
sir.
any thoughts? Any?
show me you were listening.
I'll give you a whole entire summary.
No.
Give me entire summary. That's good.
I don't know. Make go, serious.
No, he's serious. Mashallah.
Yeah, I didn't really catch I was trying to listen, but I really understand. The bit where they sneak into the room and it was dark and it was calling his name? Was that assassination ship? I kind of didn't get the whole thing.
But Abu Rafi was sleeping with his family, and he was adopted.
They came to kill him, yeah?
Yeah, it was
It's
assassinated.
gone so quick.
But he planned what to do,
Yeah.
You can't see.
But they want to just kill him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because the Prophet said, no woman or no children you can't kill.
To assassination.
Yeah, assassination. So if you wanted to, for example, let's say, destroy the whole building, that's not an option, see?
Yeah.
Because that will kill the women and children, or maybe burn the house. There's so many ways. But you have to only
Kill him.
attack
How did he break his
person.
neck?
Because he was going down the stairs, he fell, because it's dark.
Yeah. So he missed a few.
It was a full moon night, he said. He fell and hurt his leg, broke his leg. And he tied it with amama. So he entered the room and said, Abu Rafi, called his name, Who's that? Then he went to the direction of the sound and did something, And he believed that he got him, but of course it wasn't a killing blow. It wasn't a execution one. So he went outside and came again. Abu Rafi, did you hear someone saying something? Yeah, someone came and just hit me with, I felt it's like a sword. And then he did another one, And then finally got him. And then after that, he went out. He's still in doubt. Did I kill him or not? So he waited near the gate until the next morning, when people wake up and see, whoa. When they see, oh, he's killed, they announce, oh, Abu Rafi, the business, the Elon Musk of Hijaz had died, And then he said, yes, that's good. Then he left. They want to make sure that the mission is.
He should have got the night vision gun. He should have got the night vision gun. All on it.
We don't know it.
End of talk.
Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Oh, night vision goggles you can buy on the internet. You have to have a license? No, you don't need that.
No, you can buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this thing. I want to buy this for It's Apple goggles. You wear it.
Yeah.
It's like not virtual reality. It's real life. It records everything. But at the same time, it's got so you can see the whole thing. It's recording and get internet browser. Say you do like engineering job. So you go through the building, this is this regulation, it's crazy. And you can save it, so save at the same time as you're looking. Oh, this is where I put that steel beam, measurement this, and you draw on what you're seeing. So we call it.
With your hand, you
Yeah, but it's here, your whole vision.
When
It's
you're
so
moving your
cool.
hand.
Yeah, you move your hand.
And it matches.
Correct, it's like the mouse, but your hand's moving, zoom out, zoom in. It's
Do you
so
have
good.
something in your hand?
No, nothing.
That's
It's really good, and it records live.
how much is that? Like,
It's called Google, Apple Google.
Apple thing. Yeah.
It's a big white thing.
Yeah. How much is
Oh,
it?
yeah.
What's the price?
That wouldn't be expensive for you.
Nah, it's pretty expensive.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like
So good, but so practical. Shit.
Yeah.
the charging not that long. You know,
That's
what-
confusing.
that's what I'm
like
saying.
3 hours.
Not this one anymore. That.
Like me who wants to remember the engine, he's like, oh, okay. Next time
I
there's
have
the
to
bulb.
deal
Yeah.
with that. You know?
You just watch it. Oh, this I've done it.
I just called Tawfiq.
His son, not him. He's the mechanic.
And then he's smarter than his son.
Oh,
He's the engineer. He just sells deeps for fun.
It's like just,
To humble himself.
but Tawfiq is a mechanic.
Yeah.
How mechanic? Huh?
But for the right customer,
Oh.
if you pay well.
Did it well, like Meta couldn't do it properly.
Where's Abu Khan when you need him?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I want to try it. Do the Apple Store. I wouldn't know, maybe.
Where's Enes?
Left after Isha.
He was here for like,
And
he's a queen.
Left after Isha. He was here.
I was at awesome place.
It's still
You
bulky.
were?
man.
Like that?
Yeah, it looks huge.
If you give me the weight distribution,
He said get water and collect the bottles, the empty bottles.
Yeah, it was a while back. I think it
It's
should
done.
be on the stage now.
Alhamdulillah, you can.
Or 8 grams now.
Like one time in
Yeah.
2 months.
The 6th. Friday, how much I'm on.
6 of the next month.
Yeah.
No, I didn't,
Yeah,
you know, I didn't come last week. I was in
Yeah.
touch.
Well, this one probably the same way. We're all going to do it one day.
I'm trying to
Finish with the water.
Because I want to come
Is this one everyone the same day?
I finish on the 6th.
Where's your water bottle? You finished?
Yeah?
It's on the Queen's birthday weekend, huh?
Huh?
Oh, yeah. King's birthday.
Oh, sorry, the week after.
next Friday's the
Yeah? And Monday's the King's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Monday, yeah, Monday.
We only get Monday off or we get Friday as well?
It's only Eid for everyone except the Ahl Tabligh.
You're by
Your school,
I'm taken. Man.
your school,
Is that they do Saturday?
they might do with the king. I don't know what they do. Last Eid was 2 days later.
So everyone is Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday's Friday.
Imam Council Friday.
Saturday's Friday. So everyone follows Saturday except the Faulkner Mosque, their crew.
The moon sighting one day.
The last year, Eid al-Adha, they were 2 days late. Eid al-Fitr, they were 2 days late. This one, I'm not sure yet. No, you get me. But you'll be here anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing here. Yeah.
You see, he's smart.
Part-time tabligh.
We're all tabligh, man.
What does
Yeah.
Tabligh mean?
What is it?
Tabligh means the one who calls people that convey something. Tabligh means conveying.
What's the
Another
Shia?
hadith, بلغ عني والآيات, you convey from me even one verse.
one
The
of
Prophet
them.
said, tabligh is from that root.
What does Shia mean?
Shia.
The
That's
word.
in
means
the Quran,
group.
yeah, Shia, the word.
Shia means group. A group. Yeah. Like a Shia, yeah, that's what it means.
What's
Like
the
the
Shia?
Jama'ah.
What
Shia
about
means like a.
Shay'a?
Huh?
What's Shay'a mean? Like,
Shia.
yeah, like Shia.
Shia.
Yeah,
There's the plural of Shia is Shia.
Shia.
You mean that one?
Yeah.
That's the plural of Shia. It means
Groups.
groups. Shia means group, a specific group.
Like a politics something.
No, it doesn't have to be politics. They say Shia Ali or the group of Shia Surau Kita.
Yeah.
Don't get it, Shia, no, it means group. This is Shia of Surau
You
Kita.
hear it in the Quran, the word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I can't remember the ayah. But I always wanted to know, like,
Linguistic.
من كل شيعة أيهم أشد على الرحمن عتية. It means that within Quran group, which nation of people.
That's different with the Shia, the one.
This one that we know. So yeah.
Shi'at Ahlul Bayt.
Yeah, they call them Shia because they say they're the those who love.
It's group.
Yeah, group. Yes.
What we can say, we can say.
Shia of Surah Kifa, yeah.
But don't use that because people say, oh, is that Shia Masjid Surau?
But you could use it in Arabic. It's fine. Like you could use it. It's correct.
Yeah, you could use it, but just
Yeah, obviously. Like,
look at the context or what people.
Yeah, I know. No.
Because this is not
I have a question. Are you allowed to wear fake gold?
fake gold.
I don't know. You know.
What's that fake gold?
He's too embarrassed to ask. It's like gold coated.
Coated,
He wants to
but
know.
fake
Fake
one.
gold, fake, yeah, fake gold.
Just the color is fine, not real one. Not real.
So it's
If it's a
fine.
real gold,
It's just like pink.
yeah, fake one. Fake one is fine,
Oh my God, it's cool.
but the real one,
It's
mashallah, this is the dumb one.
Very nice. Good opportunity.
That's like electric candy. I think I had one at school. I had one at school, bro. The teacher gave me.
The curry you eat everything for nothing.
Yeah, the teacher
There's
gave
some
me.
meat that not as much as I was looking
I
at. There's some
had
meat
it today.
better than
What are the kids?
I'm thinking if I was thinking that let's see how it goes. But I'm trying to maybe I'll go back to the one my dad getting a bit old as well.
I can go back.
Come.
Yeah.
Sorry. Professor Annika yesterday. No, in Kuwait,
Chef.
the Kuwait, like
You know Khawarij?
40,000 people.
Are they kuffar?
They took it.
Yeah,
From what you know? Or you don't know?
I know,
There's people that like they said they are paying that.
Or is the answer not so simple?
Not vocal. Like,
They are, but we
I can't
can't
say
classify them.
kuffar,
in the stadium,
They are, but we
American-
can't categorize who a Khawarij
Yeah,
is.
so 40,000 is a lot, man.
No, Khawarij, there is in history, like when, you know,
People
even the
can be married,
Aqidah as well, there's Khawarij.
They still have bases. So,
But are they kuffar? I think,
yeah, stuff like that. You know, that's why I went.
I don't know about that.
That's why I went.
Maybe it can be kuffar or not.
Isn't there that hadith where he said that they leave Islam like the brother leaves the
Yeah,
Arab?
يمرق كما يمرق السهم.
Two cases of
يمرقون من الدين كما يمرق السهم. Yeah.
and they
Doesn't that like categorize them as like the father?
They said
No.
shit.
It can be someone who is sinful Muslim, but is sinful does also the same thing.
And these
Even
people
in the hadith, the Prophet said that they will be reciters of Quran, you know, in the day of judgment. But
Hypocrites are the dwellers
So
of
he's fighting the
hellfire.
case.
They are
They
the
Muslim
people
or
now state them.
no, they're not Muslim.
They're not?
But Muslim, you have to be. It comes
Yeah,
from
some
heart
have
and
to, some of them
and
gave
your
up the other
tongue.
Yeah.
Hypocrites are out.
No, yeah, out. They're out. But you see, in governing, you can't say them. You can't. If they say no, we're Muslim, you can't do anything.
Like, why was
Can you do something and say no because no one knows what's in the heart? See?
But it's not for us to say if
That's
they're
what the
Muslim
government
or
saying,
not.
but some people.
But Sheikh,
None of our business. If they're Muslim, doesn't make a difference for us. If they are Muslim, doesn't make a difference for us.
like, you know, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq used to fear nifaq, right? Abu Bakr as-Siddiq used to fear munafiq. Doesn't he himself in his heart know that he's not lying? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him. He's probably mad and fear, but that's right. So like,
That's why I see all these people, like all these people on Dawa and all that, like all these people. He's saying he's not Muslim, he's saying he's not Muslim. And bro, like, they're both doing Dawa, they're both doing good for Islam, he's saying he's not Muslim or he's doing wrong. And I'm like, bro, what's going on here? Why is everyone just saying that it's just
Like, the thing is like,
It's a long story.
Khawarij,
They blocked
yeah, that's right.
people say if you're Khawarij are non-Muslims.
But you know, if someone else only
You
said
become a Khawarij if you insult the Saudi government. So how is it in our religion that insulting the Saudi government will become kuffar?
No, that's wrong. That's not nothing in Islam like that. Yeah.
That's the belief that's been advertised.
Yeah, yeah.
and if it comes down and they're not,
That's my
it comes
head.
back
So why would you do
Yeah,
that?
no,
Like,
sorry.
maybe
You know,
it's
someone openly said, I am a
Maybe
prophet.
not allowed to
I
show our
openly
rules.
introduced and said, he's just
Our
gone
rules,
through
mate,
it.
doesn't worry me.
Yeah.
Doesn't worry me.
I won't even do it. I will never even make that.
That's it.
I'm trying to look at, like,
Yeah, exactly.
None of my business.
Were you familiar
No,
with
no.
the basic
It's complicated, you know.
Isn't the accusation of kufr that if you accuse someone of kufr,
Yeah.
it's come back on you?
I listened to the yesterday.
I think there's something about that.
If
You
you
know, not
falsely
to be
accuse
taken
me,
lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, avoid that as much as you can.
Yeah.
That's what reckless do.
No, he's
Because it's reckless. You know, doing that. Oh,
like yesterday because
It's out of
it's
our
also
scope.
fitna as well. You know, there are some people, you know, doing takfir so easily. Like even great scholars, they do takfir. They do scholars takfir.
Relax there.
No,
How
I
you so
don't.
educated?
Huh?
How you so educated and you just for accusation? What if the accusation is wrong? You don't know what's in that person's
Yeah,
heart.
this is about.
You don't know what's in their mind. Like you don't know if they're Islam or not. It's not even Islam. What for? It's not benefiting you. It's based on so just let it go. You know, like,
the series turned
you
into
see
a
a
book?
great scholar. I seen a scholar the other day.
So, like, how does it
Something like a big scholar.
So you did that series first.
He's saying that the Ottomans. I'm not being nationalist yet, by the way.
Yeah, into a
He's saying the Ottomans. They were careful.
One of his teachers.
How can you generalize 600 years? People that were in charge of Mecca and Medina for 300 years. Armies that fought a victory. Some make it work. You can't generalize that they were careful on play for.
He was
What's that nonsense? You that fought for Islam is not a country. You call them careful. You're a big share. You're massive. How do you find those words around?
even the trench when they were
Don't you have a...
a lot of
I don't
scholars.
understand. Even if it's not to them, just even to Iranians. It's not your position to say it. Indonesians or Malaysians, it doesn't matter.
Most
Like,
likely, like 8
I
comments.
ignore that.
16
Yeah, I ignore that.
The whole group.
It's 44.
oh man.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah,
to.
like based
I
on
don't think that's all. He said sorry.
There you go. It's quicker than you.
it has more
I'm not going to
Yeah,
say
the reason he doesn't know is they learned that history. See, like that, they only use all the things that we find. A lot of Seerah experts, they're not a big fan.
My brain can't comprehend it.
I saw the chats. I'm like, oh, this is getting fire.
Like very, very narrow.
You're like, bro,
But
please
it's
keep
a
the
safe
political.
option. Yeah, fair enough.
That was the best.
Yeah. And I always wanted to understand
I was like, this guy's brain was like, right.
It makes sense.
Yeah.